Press it.
All right. Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday, and welcome to Wash Day Live, where we cover hairstyles, topics, and concerns that may come up during your wash day. Now, today is our talk edition. It's all about the talk, and sharing value with you about, wash day and the salon experience. Today, I'm going to be talking about 10 things I wish I knew before opening a salon. I think this is great for you if you are thinking about opening a salon. If you are already in a salon, you might find some confirmation, validation, revelation, all the Asians. And if you are into finding out about the salon business, or you just want to know about my personal experience of what it was like for me opening a salon, then this video is for you. If you know somebody that would find this information helpful, go ahead and share this live. Okay, it's going to be a good one. So, before we get started, I want to go ahead and invite you to join the Stacey Ciceron community. It is a vibrant community where I add value every single week. Not only that, if you download the app, you'll have access to services. If you're looking to book an appointment, upcoming events, you'll be the first to know. And you can also shop the shop. All the Wash Day essentials are located right in that shop. Also, I would love to invite you to download my free exclusive ebook, Five Things You Need to Know Before Working with Highly Textured Hair. I'm so proud of this piece of work. It really helps you if you are curious as to what you need to know about highly textured hair. I mean, things like, I'm so unconventional with it. It goes beyond knowing the hair type, like really set you up for success for your clients if you're working with highly textured hair. So if you're looking to get some natural hair clients in your salon, or if you're looking to step up your game, then you'll definitely want to download this exclusive ebook. I'm so proud of it. I'm actually working on another ebook, so you want to stay tuned. So again, join the Stacey Ciceron community by downloading the app. You can find both of these links in link in bio, okay? And also download my free exclusive ebook, Five Things You Must Know Before Working with Highly Textured Hair. And share this live, all right? So let's jump right into it. And before we get started, it's going to be a live Q&A at the end. So make sure you gather your burning questions, and I'll be answering them here right on this live. And you know what? That's the benefit of these lives. Like, you literally have me right here in real time, and I can answer your specific questions. And guess what? If you have a question, there's never a silly question. If you have a question, 9 times out of 10, that means there's somebody out there that will have the same question, and they will definitely be served in a high way by you asking it and me being able to answer it. All right. So I invite you to do that. So let's jump right into it. 10 things I wish I knew before opening a salon. So are they rocking with me? Got some people rocking with me?
Let's go.
All
Get some
right.
likes. Come on, like this.
All right. I'm just making sure because I'm about to drop the gem. So I need to know I'm not speaking to an empty room. Okay. So go ahead and drop some hearts. Drop some hearts if you are ready to find out what I wish I knew. Drop them in the comments, or just hit that the heart button over there on the side. All right. And share. Um Yeah, so let's just start with my story. I mean, I opened my first salon in 2008, and you know, being a salon owner has always been a dream of mine. As far as I can remember, I think in middle school, and we didn't call it middle school growing up in Queens. It was a JHS. It was a junior high school. Um, junior high school or maybe ninth grade art class, we had to do an assignment, um, and we had to sketch out. I think we were learning perspective or like, dimension. So basically, you had to be able to draw an object to make it look 3D. So, and I drew a salon. I drew a two-story salon, and it was a full-service salon. It had everything in it from hair, makeup, nails, and it was called Stacey's Impressions. I wish I could find that. I wish I could find that sketch now, because that would be like amazing for me to look back at that moment. And so from a very early age, I've always wanted to be a salon owner, or, just have that accomplishment of opening a salon. And so I've always carried that. It's not just something that just popped up recently. I've always been in the beauty and salon environment. I grew up around strong Black women that were very, very into um, their appearance. They took pride in how they looked. Everyone did each other's hair. So I grew up in in that type of environment. So this is not foreign to me. Going with my mom or my grandmother to hair appointments, it was just, I just loved it. And if you are real, like a hair obsessed person like me, you love the smell of hairspray or hair being done. That is just a smell that you remember, and it rings a bell, right? Like you can walk past a salon and there's a salon in the building, just like there's a pool in the building because you smell the chlorine. If you have that hair blood, if you have that beauty blood in you, you just I just love that the smell of finishing. If you're old enough, you know about that finishing, honey. Okay. But if you were hair obsessed like me, let me know in the chat. Light it up if any of this is resonating with you. So I said all that to say that, it is something that I've always been into, and it's not something new. But with that being said, opening a salon, I had some grand expectations. Okay. It was a bit mysterious because we didn't have the abundance of resource 20 years ago, so salon ownership had a had its own little twang to it, its own little reputation, its own aspiration, but no one really shared as much what their experience are like. So right now, if the algorithm will show you entrepreneurship and coaches and salons, and you don't have to look far to find out the experience of a salon owner. But back then it had a mystique to it, but it was prestigious. It was very, very prestigious. um so let's just jump right into it, because I will talk forever about my experience. But if you're here now, it's because you either want to ask one of your burning questions, or you want to know the 10 things that I wish I knew before opening my salon. And I think this goes right into the first point. The first thing is, salons won't make you rich. Okay, that is the first point. Now I want to give some context around salons won't make you rich. So like I was saying about the mystique of entrepreneurship, back then, the title label entrepreneur or business owner meant something completely different than what it means today. So back then, if you said that you were an entrepreneur, oh, people just automatically assume you had money. You said you were a business owner, people automatically assumed that you had money. So now, if you tell people you're an entrepreneur, they're like, okay, it doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same. I'm an entrepreneur. They're like, oh, it's kind of like struggling artists. Like, are you really an entrepreneur? Everybody's saying they're entrepreneur. But anyway, so number one, salons won't make you rich. I thought just being a business owner, just having the title business owner or entrepreneur, I was automatically in the runnings to be a multimillionaire. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I found out later on that which will bring me to my second point of how that could happen. But I just thought having a business alone would make me rich, not everything else that we're about to talk about. I mean, a salon business can, in fact, make you rich, but it's the second point. There's a success formula. So, number two, I wish I knew there was a success formula. You don't just pop open a brick and mortar salon and then you're automatically going to be rich. As a matter of fact, a lot of us don't know. Well, back then, that the profit margins for salon owners are merely what, 10 to 15%. So if you make $1 million, technically you may be seeing 100,000 in profit to 150,000 in profit, and then we're not even talking about taxes. So do the math. If you want to be $1 million salon, really means you may potentially need to be bringing 10 million in revenue to see that 1 million in profit and then be taxed on that amount. But I don't want to go too deep into this, but the first point, the first thing I wish I knew was I thought salons are going to make me rich. But the second thing is that there is a success formula. To be this $1 million salon, you have to have a certain amount of chairs in your salon. You have to retail a certain amount of products. You have to have other things, which I'm going to talk about. All right. So, number three, I wish I knew I needed a plan. I'm not going to say I was totally oblivious to the fact that I needed a plan, because um, my co-founder and I at the time did have counseling from the SBA. And even now, there's an organization called SCORE. I think that's an acronym for something. And there's also the local SBA that offers free business counseling to this day. That is something that is available to us. But I'm just such an impulsive person. I want what I want. I want it now. I don't want to have to plan. I'm a kind of see how it goes kind of person, right? Let's start small. Let's see how it goes. And you know what? There's pros and cons to having this type of energy moving into your business, because it doesn't stop you from doing anything. If you start small and see how it goes, I just wasn't afraid to try new things as a result of that. And I think having a plan was tedious. It was also very intimidating because you have to plan for like 3 to 5 years in advance, right? You have to say, well, I'm going to open. This is what I project in year one. This is what I project in year 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So having a plan, you're not mysteriously going to be $1 million salon. You knew when you opened that this is my 5-year plan to become $1 million salon. I did not have that kind of plan. The only plan I had was it's going to be successful. That's it. That's the plan. We'll figure it out. It's going to be successful. Okay. The fourth thing that I wish I knew was that I needed a handbook. Okay. I needed a handbook. What is in this handbook? I think there's a different name for it now. And it's basically where you write down all of your policies, all of your procedures, so that everybody on the team is all on one solid page. We're all in alignment. This is what expected. This is what, excuse me. This is what happens if you are late. This is what happens if I don't know, like just consequences for everything. Just like, do you get written up? Do you get a verbal warning? Do you get fired? You know, just how we handle commissions, or how we handle different things. Just a handbook of how the salon is run. What do we do when we open up? What do we do when we close? Just what the role of an assistant is, what the role of a stylist is, what the role of a manager is. Everything is down to the details. It's in this handbook. I believe it's called something different now. I hear people throwing around SOP, and for the life of me, I know it's something about operating procedures or something like that, but I'm going to have to look that one up. Can I have that fact check? SOP? Anyhow, um, but I wish I had the handbook, because what happens is, as an owner, you have to have a certain standard, and you have to have a certain framework, and you have to have certain guidelines. So it's not personal when you don't have a plan book, a handbook, and you don't have these procedures in place. Then it becomes a personal thing. If you have to reprimand, if you have to let someone go, it becomes like, oh my God, I don't want to have to let them go. But guess what? If you look at page 3, you violated such and such, such. I warned you about this, and now you got to go. All right, number 5, thing that I wish that I knew before opening a salon is that I needed a coach. Okay. Coaches were not as prevalent almost 20 years ago. It was more consultants. But let me tell you, consultants were extremely expensive. And you feel like, as a small business, you feel like, I'm not ready for a consultant because I'm not making any money yet. And I feel like now it's way more accessible. There are online courses, there so many different ways that you could involve a coach into your business. And you don't get a coach when you feel like you need one. You get one from the start. That should be a part of your team, your initial team, when growing your business. Because the things I found out when I finally hired a coach, man, it just made a world of difference. I mean, having a budget, having a spreadsheet, knowing that there's a certain amount of money that you're supposed to spend on retail. There's a certain amount of money that you're supposed to spend on payroll. There's a certain amount of money that you're supposed to be putting toward taxes, etc. Marketing. There's a certain percentage. All of these things are formula. Like I said in number 2, success has a formula. And having a coach, later on, toward the end of my business, I realized, man, if I had this sooner, maybe I would not be contemplating stepping away from my business. But, life was life, and then things happened, and, everything happens the way it was supposed to. Number 6, the things I wish I knew. First of all, I feel like I'm rambling. I'm rambling. I don't see any comments. So I don't know if you guys are still rocking with me. I don't want to just be talking to myself. Is this good? Am I preaching good today? Let me know in the comments if I am preaching good. If you have any questions, again, if you're just tuning in, it's the 10 things I wish I knew before I open a salon. I'm dropping all the juicy gems, and you get to find out a little bit about me and my journey, in case you've been curious. And also, will be followed with a live Q&A at the end. You can ask me anything. Okay. Go ahead and share this live, and drop a heart. Drop a heart. Tap that heart button on the bottom right of your screen. Drop some fire. Let me know that you are rocking right along with me, because Kiara is very quiet today, and usually you guys are giving her a lot to feed off from.
Look on Instagram, see if there's questions.
Huh?
Because I keep exiting out of it, so I can't see the questions.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to do it from here. What is the? Oh,
It would be here.
oh, okay, got you.
And
All right.
when I go out, any question that was previously asked would disappear
Oh,
from
got
my.
you, got you. Okay. All right. I see. No problem. Well, I'll just keep going. All right. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay in the comments, so I know that you're rocking with your girl. All right.
Right.
So, number 6 thing that I wish I knew. Um, Number 6 thing I wish I knew before opening a salon. I needed a system for freedom. Type freedom. Type freedom in the chat. Let me go to the comments. Type freedom in the chat. If you thought going into your career that you would have an exit plan, you would have an exit plan. All right. It's cute, because let me tell you, I did find it cute when I was younger. I used to see little videos of little old ladies, and do not take this the wrong way, but I was very inspired by, like when you saw like little old ladies. I mean, that's what it is, right? Little old ladies still doing hair with the press and comb or doing the roller sets. And I was just like, oh, that must be cute to, maybe that's gonna be me. I wasn't thinking straight, right? Maybe that'll be me. I'll be still doing my friend's roller set until I'm 80. Oh, that's cute. But then after you get a little woe out, a little bit, you're like, what was I thinking? I definitely needed an escape route. Okay. So I needed a system for freedom. Freedom just doesn't happen by accident. Freedom has to be planned. There has to be a freedom system. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. So appreciated. Thank you, Dion or Dean. Sorry. Freedom, 30 years in the business and still learning. Amazing. Thank you for tuning in, Dion, on YouTube. By the way, I am streaming on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, but I can see your comments all in one place. And Kiara's monitoring the chat over on Instagram. So type freedom if you're ready for freedom. Okay. So what I mean by I needed a system for freedom. Now, again, so as a little girl getting into the business, I just thought that I was going to be rich as soon as the doors open, and I wasn't thinking about an exit strategy. I wasn't thinking about what freedom would look like. I started to think about freedom after maybe 10 plus years in the business, because I started to see people, that I started to see my trajectory. Okay. And how do you see your trajectory? You basically look at people doing exactly what you're doing that might be 10, 15, 20, 30 years older than you. And you say, hey, if I keep doing what I'm doing right now, I'm going to be on the path to be exactly like them. I mean, obviously, there will be twists and plot twists, okay, to the story. But for the most part, if I keep doing this thing, I'm going to end up just like them. So if I am a salon owner doing the same thing the same way, this will happen. If I'm working behind a chair with no plan, this is what it's going to look like. If I'm a freelance artist and I don't have a plan, this is what it's going to look like. If I'm a celebrity stylist or if I'm an educator, whatever your role in this beauty business is. And by the way, I've literally done every role. I meant to say that in my introduction, and that just slipped my mind, that I've done everything. That's why I can relate to every area of this business. I have assisted, I've walked dogs, I bought coffee, okay? I've owned a salon, I've worked behind the chair, I've traveled. I even worked in a prison ministry where we went to an all women's facility and taught the inmates. I've traveled the world. I've done education. I worked on a stage. I worked on platforms. So, and this is not a flex. I'm just saying, like, we need a plan. At the end of the day, there's no one that I can look to, one person that can say, this is how you exit the beauty business. All right. After working 20, 30, 40, 50 years, how do I exit this business gracefully? I just don't necessarily have an example of it, because either people are not sharing or they're not able to get out gracefully. And I plan to be a beacon for those of you who are wondering what happens when you hit that peak, what happens when you become that celebrity stylist at the top of your game, what happens when you become that salon owner, what happens, how do you exit from the top of that, being at the top of your game? And it's a freedom system. So briefly, a freedom system, it's a system where a business can somehow function without you for 6 months to a year and be in the same position, or if not better, while you are gone. That is a freedom system. If you do not currently have that, then you're not looking necessarily to gracefully exit the business. Okay. I think I'm going to skip to after the freedom. I think I have something that would go better with this, and that is yes, I put them in perfect order. So the next one is I wish I knew the 10 things I wish I knew before opening a salon, is that I understood what multiple streams of income meant. So this ties perfectly into the freedom conversation because, you know, coming up, I heard, oh, if you don't have at least 7 streams of income, then you're not really looking for freedom. And so that sent me on a wild goose chase. I don't know about you, but thinking about 7 streams of income, I'm like, oh, I got to get into real estate. I got to get passive income. I got to invest. I got to have businesses. I have to, it sent me literally on a wild goose chase trying to figure out multiple streams. And I wish I knew that multiple streams meant that you could be in your business, the beauty business, and just have multiple things going on from your initial lane that you started with. So if you are a stylist behind a chair, another stream could be offering one-on-one tutorials to your client. That's one stream. Private sessions. Another stream could be hosting classes and events. Another stream could be retail. Okay. Another stream could be having your own product. Another stream could be, I'm just giving you examples of what multiple streams are. It doesn't mean that if you're in the beauty business, you got to go start dog grooming, real estate, investing, trading, Bitcoin. All of that stuff is amazing. I'm not throwing any shade at any of those streams. It's just that I wish I knew that I didn't have to veer off of my path. I could have just literally built arms or what they call verticals from my existing path. If this is making sense, drop some fire in the chat because I'm really dropping some gems right here. I'm saving you some time. So if you're an existing salon owner, this might be resonating with you. If you're thinking about going into business, this should definitely help you. And if you're just here to out of curiosity about my life, hey, put a little nose in the chat, put little eyeballs in the chat. Okay. So yeah, so multiple streams, that's a system. Multiple streams is a system. That means that if or memberships, right? Have your clients sign up for membership. So they're buying multiple treatments, multiple haircuts, multiple color services on a monthly basis so that you have a predictable income. That's what it's about. We can create that. Also contributing to your own IRA, your own retirement, because these types of investments, it's all about compounding interest, meaning that your money grows over time. You're in it for the long haul. So the longer you're in it, the more your money grows. All right. So I just wish I knew what multiple streams meant. All right. So, wow, that's 10. You guys want more? I have like 4 more. I don't even want to end right now. I've already done 10. This is fun. Let me know if you want to see if you want to hear the 4 more that I have. Let me see what's going on here. Pause for the cause for a second. Okay, all I needed was 1 set of eyeballs. Thank you, girl. Let me know in the chat if you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on Instagram, and you're just tuning in. I'm talking about 10 things I wish I knew before opening a salon. There's some juicy gems in here can save you some time, definitely. All right. Ooh, hey, Cheryl, what's up? She wants more. All right, let's do it. So I've already gone over 10 things. So I guess this is just a bonus, honey, because I'm just in a giving spirit. Go ahead and share this live. Drop some hearts in the comments if you are rocking right along with me. All right. So let's go to number 11. All right. I do some extras just in case I didn't want to. When I went live, I didn't want to say the ones that I had, but everything was flowing. So it's pretty good. All right. Number 11, 10 things I wish I knew before I opened a salon. Number 11, what I know now. What I know now. I wish I knew then what I know now. So what is it that I know now? I know that I need systems. I know that I need a plan. I know that I need a coach. I know that there's a success formula. I know that authenticity rules. I know how important it is to be a personal brand. I know how important content is. I know how, it's like I just wish I knew what I knew now then, but obviously there's no way to do that. But I wish I knew what I knew now then. Number 12. Um, oh, I skipped one. Pricing matters. How did I skip that? I must have been too excited because that was right after the freedom systems. Okay. So pricing matters. What I mean by that, I mean, I'm not telling you anything new, but again, it's not something that I considered when I was a new stylist in the salon about pricing because I was a new stylist. I was insecure. I was a little intimidated, and I was always wondering if the client had money. It's like I was thinking about that instead of thinking about setting prices based on either the value, either based on time or based on the end result. That's something that I didn't know, that I can base my prices based on time, based on my experiences, or based on the end result. I had three options. I didn't know that. Okay. Also, having a salon manager, like if I were to open another big salon, like 8 chairs plus, I would definitely hire a separate salon manager. Because let me tell you, I had various assistants that had multiple roles. So they assisted me, they answered the phones, they help with inventory, but a dedicated person that leads, that has the handbook, that understands the policies, that can act as you when you're not there, that again gives you the freedom, and they were trained to do this. They can handle it. They know how to manage people. I didn't really manage people well, if I could be honest. I did not enjoy managing adults. I just, that's something we could talk about that on another, we could have a whole session on managing adults. Maybe I'll talk about that in 2 weeks for the next talk session. Okay. Also, staying out of my clients' pockets and offering more high ticket services. So this goes back to pricing matters. As a young stylist, I was always watching my clients' pockets. And it sounds kind of weird that I'm saying that, but young stylists or insecure stylists or stylists that are lacking in confidence, you think, well, oh, she has, kids, or she's not working right now. And you just kind of base your whole pricing system around your clients' pockets. But there are a whole different audience out there, a whole different demographic of clients that can, not only can they afford your services, they find it, what's the word? They find value in it. They appreciate it. They actually come to you because you charge more. There's a whole audience of people that select things because they are the best and they cost more, and it separates them from other people. They want that intentionally. And if I wasn't studying their pockets, I would have known that there are a different set of people that are willing to pay more because they find, they are into that stuff. And I would have offered more high ticket services, for those people that could afford it. And then I'd be working smarter, not, that's right, I'd be working smarter, not harder. Okay. um Number 13, things I wish I knew before opening a salon, is how to scale. I wish I knew how to scale my business when I started. Again, 2020, they say 20, hindsight is 2020. So basically looking back, I see all of the potholes, the loopholes, everything that I could have fixed now that I'm on the other side of it. But I wish I knew how to scale my business when I was in my business. I might still be in my business. I might still be in my business if I knew how to scale, meaning that you can replicate your success exponentially. So if I was successful as one stylist behind my chair, and let's say I got overbooked, I was able to fill another chair and then fill another chair or have another location or offer different services like scaling. That's what scaling means, being able to duplicate or to multiply, to grow, to sustainably grow for profit. I wish I knew how to scale my business back then, and I just did not know. I didn't know. I didn't know where the resources were, because the resources definitely are around, right? Because there are other successful people doing it. And I had multiple interests. I'm not going to lie, that didn't help either. And lastly, it was market my brand, understanding marketing. I wish I knew and understood marketing when before opening my salon, because the thing about me is that I went into the salon business with a skill that I was very good at. And I never had to market myself. I never had to sell. I never had to pitch. And you may find that you, especially if you're coming from the old school like me, it was all about your reputation. You didn't have to be on social media. You didn't have to necessarily have flyers and all of these things in order to grow your business. It was a very strong word of mouth, strong referral community. It's still like that now, but now it seems like you definitely have to grab more attention digitally, meaning social media, emails, websites, and things like that. So I just wish that I understood the importance of it, because I thought it was something like that I didn't need, because I was already growing organically, which was great. But can you imagine sprinkling some marketing magic on what I had? I mean, that would have definitely added to the scaling of the business. I would have had a good problem. I would have been outgrowing my space, and I would have had to scale. I would have to figure out how to scale if I had marketed the correct way. So so just to recap, today I talked about 10 things I wish I knew before opening my salon or opening a salon. And if you missed any of it, definitely this is going to be on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, so you can catch the replay at any time. But this is fun. This is fun. I had fun sharing a little bit of my journey. I've been trying to find ways to sprinkle in my story without being too overwhelming, because I don't want to just tell you my story. I want to tell you my story in a way that I feel like it's going to add value to you, to your life, to your business. So I hope I was able to do that today. So now, as promised, I'm going to open it up for a little bit of Q&A. If you have any burning questions you've been holding on to, ask me anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be about the salon, but I want to be able to serve you, add value while I am here online. Take advantage of me being here live with you. So I'm just going to, I know there's a bit of a delay, so let me go ahead and um, check to see what's going on here. If you have any questions, now would be an amazing time to ask. I don't have any here on Facebook or YouTube. Also, if you're catching this on the replay, leave your questions in the comments and I'll definitely get around to answering them. Okay. All right, so it looks like we have no questions at the moment. I'll give it a couple more seconds. All right, cool. So before I sign off, I want to take this opportunity again to just thank you for tuning in, and also to invite you to.
You check Instagram to make sure.
Up one. Oh, what What would you tell someone who is afraid to scale because they think they won't be able to handle the time and energy? That is a great question
Leave it
because,
up. Leave it up. That's a good question.
huh?
Leave it up on the screen so people can see.
Okay, boss.
Okay.
Leave it up. Leave it up. So, what would I tell someone that is afraid to scale because they think they won't be able to handle it, time and energy? That is a great question because honestly, that's what stopped me personally from scaling my business. It actually gets in the way of a lot of things, being afraid to handle it. You know, I have to put that in air quotes, like any bit of advancement, promotion, or more. We always say that we want more. I want more abundance. I want more money. I want more recognition. But really, when you think about these opportunities, they do come with maybe added responsibilities, and it's going to change what you're used to. It's going to change the predictability of your life. So you're definitely going to have to step out of your comfort zone. I think that if you are looking to scale your business now and you're afraid, get help. Get help because that's the missing piece. You know, it used to be a badge of honor somehow. I don't know why it was such a badge of honor to do everything yourself, to do everything yourself. Because now in my research and my reading, I'm understanding that it's really not smart to do everything yourself. And, you know, if you can, that's fine. But a real entrepreneur and business person, like I said at the beginning of this live, they think differently because they learn how to delegate. I think we're afraid to scale and grow bigger because we feel like we have to do everything for ourselves and we can barely handle what we have on our plate. So it's just going to be worse and everything's going to crumble and we won't be able to handle it. But we can handle it if we learn how to delegate the responsibilities. What exactly is scaling? Is it adding another stylist? Is it adding an assistant? Is it adding a part-time manager? Okay, that can help to take some of that load off. There's systems, there's frameworks, there's success formulas that already work. So we don't have to beat ourselves up trying to reinvent the wheel per se. Okay. So I would say for the person who's afraid to scale, I can totally relate to that feeling because that has gotten in my way multiple times. But now I have a better grasp on asking for help. I have a better grasp or understanding of delegating and how important it is to have a team. And that's why systems come into place. So that's what I would say. Get help, delegate, and start growing your team. And it makes it easier to scale. Sometimes the fear doesn't go away, but at least you feel more supported going into that next realm. So thank you so much for that question. Oh, I love it. Let me just pop on Instagram before I sign out.
Some hand claps going on over there.
Oh, I got some hand claps. Okay.
Mhm.
I am not mad at that. All right. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Um, before I sign out, I want to invite you to join the community, the Stacey Ciceron community, where I share weekly value through my emails and also download the app to be a part of this community. You'll have access to the shop with all the wash day essentials, all the items that I use for my wash day lives, and things that will help you through your wash day process. Also, you can book services through the app and also be the first to know about events that are coming up. And tap in. I have a free exclusive ebook, absolutely free. I'm so proud of this work. The 5 things you must know before working with highly textured hair. It's not one of those ebooks that just talk only about doing hair. It's I set you up for success. You read this book, you are ready to rock and roll. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. Click the link in bio to download the app and to download the ebook, get it right into your inbox. And definitely tune in next Sunday. next Sunday. We will be doing Wash Day Live Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern. So I definitely look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for watching. Ciao.